Hi guys, I hope you're all staying safe and keeping sane. I have an unboxing or unbagging, should I say, for you today of a very special bag that has been on my wish list for a while. So in my current wish list, I have a bunch of items which are just pure unattainable at this point, and these are things that I need to save up for and work really hard for. But then there is a couple of things which are mostly bags, and these are bags which I have already planned that I'm going to buy them pre-loved, and this is one of them. I've decided to buy them pre-loved because these are bags which I really like, but I don't necessarily need them. So it's more of like a nice to have, it's a want. I just don't feel like the retail prices for these bags are justifiable for the bags. They're really lovely bags, hence why I want them, but it's not like the desire is not so strong that I'm gonna pay full retail price. So I'm okay to kind of, you know, buy them pre-loved, have them loved and, you know, used a little bit, and then get them at a better price. So I finished the transaction for this bag yesterday. It was a Sunday and it arrived before like 6:30 p.m. so it was amazingly fast. I got this from a seller called Yas Finds. She has a store in Far East Plaza in Singapore. Because of the COVID-19 situation, everything was done online and it was very seamless. So it comes in this very simple white bag. It's something from Chanel. It only comes with the dust bag, which I'm okay with. We did look at a few options for this bag. Every time something of the same design comes up, I will like kind of look at it, but usually the quality, it's quite bad. So when you buy pre-loved, I find that there are two categories of pre-loved bags. The first is bags that are just really, like, I don't know, I feel like somehow their owners didn't really treat the bags with much respect. The bags are just like, you look at a bag and you think like, what the F happened to you? And I just can't bring myself to pay still quite a big amount of money, even though the bags are in like pretty bad condition. Because they are Chanel or Hermes or whatever, they still ask for quite a bit of money. So I just can't bring myself to pay like $3,000-4,000 for a bag which is already used, wasn't really used with love. This particular one, for the price it was actually below the budget that I had for this bag, in this size, in this hardware. But its imperfections are more towards the second category, whereby it was loved. You can tell that whoever owned this was really using it, and you know, the kind of damage that you see is more of like loving wear and tear instead of like abusive wear and tear, if you get what I mean. Okay, I will open the bag right now. Okay, here's the reveal. It's another red bag. Alright, so the seller wrapped it really nicely. It even had like a little like Chanel plastic there, and there it is. Let me open the chain for ya. So this is the Chanel 2.55, and it is in the 277 size. This is the sister of the classic Chanel double flap, which it has the one with the CCs that was designed by Karl Lagerfeld, but this one was the original prankster, the one that was designed by Coco Chanel herself. So this is in the color red, and it has gold hardware, and the size is, I think I'll put the exact measurements down below, but I think it's about 31 cm or something, so it's quite big. It's bigger than my Chanel large double CC, whatever you call it. This is it. This is the bag. Isn't it lovely? Isn't she beautiful? So the price that I paid for this bag was to me was a good price, because right now this particular bag, after the price increase that Chanel had recently, it can go up to $10,000, and I completely agree with some people who say it's not worth it because it's not a handmade bag. These bags are machine made as compared to like Hermes or Dior, where they are actually handmade. So I do like the look of the bag. I do think it's a beautiful bag, but I'm not gonna pay $10,000 for this particular bag. But that's just my personal opinion, because there are other things that I have gladly paid more than 10k for, which some people will be like, what the F are you thinking? Look at the situation with the bag. Okay, so it is quite big. I am pretty, like, I'm plus size. I'm a size 16, 1.75 meters, and I'm about, like, I won't tell you my weight, you can kind of see I'm a size 16. So you can see that on me it looks just nice. So I do think that if you're a little bit smaller, it would definitely look quite big for you, but some people like that big look. Comes in 4 different sizes. I think the 244, 255, 266 and 277. So the color that I have come across in this is this gorgeous, beautiful red. It probably comes across very red on camera, but in real life it's actually quite like a rusty brownish red. My son Mika says it's brown. So it's a beautiful red though. So it has this very nice front, and the hardware is gold here. So the hardware is actually in pretty good condition. It has like wear and tear scratches, and it has like a little bit of darkness in the inside of the metal, but I'm not too bothered by it. And even as you open it, it's actually pretty good. It looks pretty good, so I have no complaints. I was actually quite impressed because the hardware, especially this part, is the first to go, because the metal shoulder handles, if you don't store it properly, it would cause this to, you know, get scratched really easily. So then on the back you have the classic little pocket here. Because this bag is made of distressed leather, it is already quite, I don't know, malleable, but also plus the fact that someone has already used and loved this for a while, the back pocket is quite easy to get into. Whereas for my large Chanel jumbo, which I don't know if it's a jumbo, I think it's a large, the one in the caviar skin, it's very hard for me to put like a big phone in there. But for this particular one, it's quite easy. I probably have to take my phone case out, but it's quite a big pocket. The stitching and everything is gorgeous. The sides of it look like that, and the bottom looks like this. Now, I was actually very impressed with the structure of the bag, because a lot of the ones that I've seen, they kind of fold at the bottom, and then they make this like Issey Miyake bao type of design, whereby the bottom just completely collapses. Maybe it's because I have stuff in here, but the structure wise of it is really good and is intact. Other than that, the chain, this is what they call, I don't know what it's called. I'm just pretending to know I know what it's called. But this particular chain is very different from the Chanel CC bag. This is like, again, the original. It doesn't have the leather straps. This bag is very light. It is super light. It's very light. So my doctor actually carries the same bag. I think hers is the 266 and hers is the black color. She carries it everywhere, even to the operating theater she carries it. And I can totally see how women actually love this, because I would say this is like 4 times lighter than the Chanel jumbo. The chain's fully out. It will look like this. So it has a pretty decent chain. On me, it drops down to a nice drop right there. And then I think the person who was wearing this probably usually carries it on this side, because you can see that there is like a little bit more like fold here as compared to the other side. So on the other side it looks like this. It's just really you know, it's perfect for my build. Okay, and I can also carry it like by the side, so I'll show you pictures of that as well. But I can carry it by the side, but I don't know, something about carrying it by the side like this kind of makes it look a little bit vintage or old-fashioned, but you know, it's perfect for me to carry that length. But I'll probably be mostly carrying it here. So let's open it up. So here you have the usual flap with a space for you to put stuff here. I've never used this in my previous one. So here you can actually see that the chain color has rubbed off a little bit on the leather, so there's a little bit of like discoloration right there. And then the inside is just immaculate. As you can see the CC logo right there. Everything's really nice. Oh, there is a pen mark here, so very small pen mark. It just like, obviously she would have tried to remove it, but I'm not too bothered. I'm not like I need to send this for removal or anything. I think it just gives it a little bit more like, you know, that's what your old mommy did to you, but your new mommy is gonna treat you much better. Okay, so the inside, they've stuffed it with paper. So without anything inside, you can see that the bag does flatten out a little bit inside of it. So you have this really nice flap here, and again, I love how soft this leather is, because you know, I just feel like I don't need to be so like proper with it because it's already worn in. So you've got a nice big flap here, so for my phone, even if I don't want to put it in the back flap, I can easily put it like here for easy access. And then inside is exactly the same as your classic Chanel's. The inside is immaculate. There's absolutely no wear at all. So really nice. Your lipstick, and then the authenticity card which you can match with that. So there are a little bit of scratches here and there, and then the leather on this side is starting to sort of like really wear off and show its age. So in the pictures, I'll give you a close-up. That's how it looks there. So in the pictures, it actually looks pretty bad. So that was the only reason why I was kind of holding back to make the full payment. So I did make a reservation for this bag first, because here's the thing, I've learned from missing out on a couple of bags that if you want something pre-loved, especially if the design of the bag that you want is a classic design that is not going to go out of style, and it's like a classic for that brand, especially if it's a Chanel or an Hermes and you know exactly what you want, you need to be very decisive when the product does come up for sale. So you need to know exactly what size you want, what colors you like. Sometimes the colors you can't really pick. I was just lucky that this particular color is not really something I have. I have a lot of red bags, but I don't have it in like this dark rusty red color. I have realized that if you don't reserve the item quickly, someone's gonna snap it up. So one of my best friends actually alerted me to this being on sale, and I quickly, you know, I quickly messaged the seller, put in a deposit of a few $100s, and then I thought about it. So I got more pictures from the seller, and then after watching a lot of YouTube videos, I decided to get it. So my thoughts on this so far, this particular bag, even if you get it brand new, it's going to look pretty similar to this, because the distressed leather and, you know, the slouchiness of the bag is going to be there. I've seen people unboxing brand new ones and it looks the same. I've seen wear and tear videos where it looks the same. So this bag was actually made between 2010 to 2011, so that's about, no, that's 10 years, and I'm assuming that the owner bought it back then, and for a 10-year-old bag, this looks pretty awesome. I feel like it has the right amount of wear and tear for me to be able to get it at that amazing price, but also for me to still love it, because it doesn't look like it's been abused, or it doesn't just look you know, really badly damaged. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little unbagging with me. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.